You know what? You know what out there? A.O. Williams was a company of giants. And I ask myself all the time, where have all the giants gone? Where have all the giants gone? I just don't see them. But you know what? I found one. I found a giant, and his name is Gus Gonzalez. The first time I met Gus was about 12 years ago, and he was sharing an office with Scott Godfrey, my grandson-in-law, and I went over to speak to their group. And my first impression of Gus is here's a strong, solid, mature leader that people will believe in, and people will follow. He reminded me of my first impression of Mike Tuttle and Ronnie Barnes. The greatest people I've ever known, that was sort of a feeling I had about Gus. Gus's organization looks like this: 56 RVPs, 3 SVPs, 2 SNSDs, 3,900 licensed people, $1,300,000 earners, $3 million earners. Now, you know what? I hear all these A.O. Williams people out there screaming, Art, well, throw up. You can't be serious, Art. Mike Tuttle and Ronnie Barnes were mega superstars. Gus is just a little old bitty puppy out there. How in the crap can you compare him to the giants? Well, the reason I can is because I knew when Bob Buson and Bob Turley and Bob Safford and Mike Tuttle and Ronnie Barnes and me and all the other giants and A.O. Williams were tiny little old bitty things like Gus is today. But I think Gus is going to be a giant. In fact, I don't call Gus a puppy. I call him my stud puppy.
I think for the most part of my life, I had been frustrated because I was always looking for a way out. And even before I was in, I was looking for a way out, which is interesting. I knew I wanted that freedom. I knew I wanted to do something different. And I wanted to be somebody bad. I want to be somebody, guys. I want to be somebody. I want greatness. Don't you? Don't you? For 4 years, I kind of struggled here, okay? Now, and I say kind of because it's mostly a mental struggle. It took a while for me to accept that I needed to make changes to Gus. But thank God that the system was doing its part. The system was doing its thing on me, right? We had mentors, we had people around. And the first person was Art Williams, right? That I said, I want that. I don't know how to get it, but that's what I want, the whole package. I want, the family life. I want the personal life. I want that sense of peace, a sense of purpose. And for the longest time in this business, I can tell you that I kept on going back to Art Williams on tape, because I never met him. When I started, he was gone already, on tape. And I would listen to that over and over to different tapes, going to an appointment, back from an appointment, when there was disappointment, right? And to this day, when I do that, I get emotional.
What about you, folks? Are you tired? What about you, folks? Are you comfortable? What about you? Can you get it up one more time? What about you, folks? Can your people, your company, your family count on you? What about you? Are you proud? What about you? Are you tough? What about you? Are you willing to fight? Are you willing to attack?
It's such a great business, right? That you can have a lot of success and doing it in many different ways. And that is great, by the way. That's awesome, right? But none of the other ways that I was trying was working for me. And at some point, I started to have revelations. This is an overrides company, and that this is an RVP company, And the only way for you to get big here is through the number of RVPs that you have. That is real distribution, right? That's what creates market share. I found my answer in Art Williams. This book clarified for me the recruiting process. I built the foundation of my hierarchy using this process, and Art's mindset set the stage to recruit 2 million people in 12 years, which led to 225,000 licensed agents. This book also clarified my job, my focus as an RVP. Simple, promote RVPs. You see, Art gave us 3 goals. Number 1, get to RVP. Number 2, develop 7 to 10 RVPs. And number 3, help your 7 to 10 develop their 7 to 10. This business is awesome in that you get to a level, and at that point, your job is to help somebody else get to that same level. So you get to district leader. From that point on, you develop districts. And then you get to division, do the same thing. Regional, the same thing. Why not RVP? Why not SVP? NSD and SNSD, right? Art's gift to us is our ability to change the plus sign in recruiting for a multiplication sign. You see, 3 plus 3 plus 3 10 times is 30. But 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 10 times is 59,000. And that's the difference. That's it. I think that Art Williams is more relevant today than he was 30 years ago. And let me tell you why. Because today, more than ever, we need to lead with our hearts and not with our heads. It's your passion. It's that one to scrap iron. It's the heart, It's the passion, not just the money. This is about winning big for you, for your people, and you're my hero, Art.
Love you. Now, I'm not ready to put Gus in the stud category yet. He's still tiny and little, but I believe Gus is my stud puppy.